From KTVN, this is 2 News Nevada, Morning Edition.
Firefighters have stopped forward progress on the Marie fire. We have the latest containment numbers straight ahead.
The Washoe County School Board is adjusting its budget. Some ways they've cut the deficit coming up.
61 degrees walking out the door right now, but a warm day in store today. Fire weather is still prevalent as well. More details right around the corner.
Good morning and thank you for starting your Wednesday with us. I'm Kyle Louder.
And I'm Faith Justice. So glad to be with you this morning, especially as we start with some pretty good updates on the Marie fire burning in Spanish Springs. All evacuation orders have been lifted and families are able to return to their homes.
That is great news right there. So according to Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue, the blaze is now 30% contained after charring a little more than 100 acres. So the Marie fire sparked yesterday afternoon near Dolores Drive and Marie Way. Firefighters say the blaze spread fast, mainly because of yesterday's high winds.
This was a very dangerous wind-driven fire, largely in grass, sage, and juniper.
So that's Adam Mayberry, and he also says no buildings have been destroyed and no injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
And your forecast yesterday certainly played a role in that fire. Let's send it over to meteorologist Barrett Vinson. Continued fire watch conditions today?
Yes, a continuation of the triple threat for fire watch. And that's those winds, that's those warm temperatures, and that's those dry air. So we've been talking about it. Just know those means to put out your fires if there's anything that kind of gets out of hand out there. But another warm day in store today with the last day of those 90-degree temperatures. Breezy this afternoon as temperatures still remain above average tomorrow and 80s return and winds on the increase. This isn't great for fire weather, so do keep that in mind. Seeing winds right around 20 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts, pretty sustained this afternoon. 61 degrees starting off the morning. Not too bad out there. Enjoy those nice conditions because we're warming up from here. 80s mostly this afternoon, but 90s right around 3 p.m. for Reno. We'll track in some cooler air off the northwest. That'll be bringing in those 80s. You can see that low off the northwest, just barely scraping by with those cooler conditions. That's why we'll see most of those upper 80s. Wind speeds on the increase this afternoon. We'll see this crank up in the afternoon, right around probably 2 o'clock, seeing the warmer part of the day, seeing increased wind speeds. This will stick around until the sun goes down with 20 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts and then cranking up again tomorrow in the afternoon. That's that Washoe Zephyr really coming into play here as temperatures are cooler up to Lake Tahoe and warmer down to the valley. So that kind of creates that Zephyr effect as we see those wind speeds increase. Now it is warm and it is dry. We'll see those 90s for Reno today, and everything in the yellow is that dry air tracking in, hence clear skies this morning and this afternoon.
Thanks so much, Barrett. Staying in fire watch here, Nevada has entered an interstate agreement that allows firefighting agencies to work across state lines to tackle wildfires.
Which allows the state to order state to state. We've always been able to order assets through our federal agreements. We've had that agreement in place for 70 plus years. This allows us to mobilize things differently, and one of the reasons we've had a state to state with California, and that's what you saw in the Davis fire.
Now, this was included in Senate Bill 19, which passed in the most recent Nevada legislative session. With fire season basically upon us, firefighters are stressing that most blazes are started by people. So we need to be especially mindful when it comes to target shooting, campfires, and any open flames. We're also following new details this morning, a story that we first brought to you in our 4:30 show. We're learning that police have arrested 3 people after a heavy law enforcement response on Emery Drive near Walt Street in North Reno. Reno police have not told us what led up to the arrests, what charges the suspects are facing, or their identities, but officers are now saying that there's no threat to the public. So we are actively working to collect more information on this situation, and we're going to keep you updated throughout the day as we learn more.
And we'll move to crime beat now. Sparks police are investigating a shooting that hospitalized someone. Yesterday afternoon, officers responded to an apartment complex near Sullivan Lane for a reported shooting. And while there, they found a person with injuries. The extent of their injuries is currently unknown, but police do say there is no threat to the community and the investigation is ongoing.
Washoe County deputies are asking for information on a 40-year-old man's death. The sheriff's office says on May 25th near Chimney Road, the dirt extension there in Sun Valley, Carlos Cadenas was found dead. Law enforcement have not released the details of his death, and they appear to be searching for more information themselves. They're urging anyone with information to contact the sheriff's office at 775-328-3320 or Secret Witness at 775-322-4900. Secret Witness is offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of anyone involved in Cadena's death. And the Carson City Sheriff's Office is asking for help identifying someone suspected of stealing a wallet from the Goodwill on Highway 50. Deputies say it happened on April 29th. The suspect was last seen wearing a white shirt, gray sweatpants, and black shoes, as you can see there. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Office or Secret Witness at one of the numbers right here on your screen.
Shifting gears now to School Watch. The Washoe County School Board are working on dropping their deficit. They say since January, they've cut the deficit from $9.7 million to $2.1 million. One of the ways they've been able to do this is by voting to put a freeze on 4 vacant school police positions immediately. School Board President Beth Smith says this is nothing families should be concerned about, since they have increased safety staffing from 41 positions in 2019 to 79 positions currently.
It was so important to show the public that we've had a 93% increase in school police and school safety team members, so that the community knows that although this is a freeze on 4 positions, we have made significant investments in this area.
Well, the board also voted to adopt the superintendent's recommendation of reducing a couple of last year's budget items, including parent-teacher home visits.
And coming up next on 2 News Nevada this morning, protests continue in Los Angeles as President Trump sends in the military. The pushback from California Governor Gavin Newsom. We'll explain coming up.